What's going on, everybody? Today we are getting into your late round rookie running back targets. Let's get it started, baby. All right, guys, it is that rookie time of year. We are in a million rookie drafts right now. I know Dane and I are going back to back to back, probably on the clock a couple times here. The sleeper notifications are just going crazy on our phones right now. It's a fun time of the year, but it's also stressful. But it's a good time to just notice the trends and the ADP shift in these guys and the fades and everything that we're noticing. I wouldn't fade the value on these guys. We're talking about running backs today. We're going to do some quick hitters, just tell you a couple guys that we are targeting late in these drafts. First one up for me, Dylan Sampson. So Dylan Sampson's a guy, obviously we know where he landed. He's going to the Cleveland Browns, and they just, they double tapped on running backs. So it's really tough to value this guy right now. Keyshawn Judkins is somebody that I'm high on. I think he has a good skill set all across the board. But Dylan Sampson is going to work in his Stefanski offense. And I think people forget that this guy loves to work in another guy into his system. He loves those two back systems, and he loves somebody that can be that explosive guy. Like Keyshawn Judkins is a power runner. He's somebody that's going to work on the outside. He's also going to work in between tackles and pretty much just be that goal line brute, but also be that short yardage guy. I think Dylan Sampson works his way in there. I think he uses he's got a very good processing skill. He's a good change of pace back. I think we're talking about somebody that could easily be a third down specialist, work in, spell Keyshawn, and then pretty much be almost a set and forget at RB1, just because of his acceleration skills, his explosiveness. I think he would be incredible value, and especially at his age, he's 20 years old. Dane, tell me who you love back end of the third, fourth round right now, because we're talking about guys. Dylan Sampson's higher up, but he's also being faded quite a bit. He's RB15. You're going to catch him in the mid third to late third right now, just because people are scared of that landing spot, but I wouldn't fade him at all.
No, absolutely. And the first guy that I have is Jarquez Hunter from the Rams. I believe immediately when he steps into that Rams team, he has the best burst in that backfield. I feel he has a better receiving profile than Corum. It might be on par with Kyron, and it might actually be a little bit better than that. He came into the league. He's got a better speed score and a better explosive run rate than both of those running backs. And McVay's MO is kind of taking a running back and turning him into the bell cow, even though we've seen that start to change in the NFL a bit. And, we have Kyron and Corum that have both been banged up. We have Kyron that has fumbling issues. If Jarquez Hunter gets some run with this Rams team, I absolutely see him taking that opportunity and not giving it back to one of those two running backs.
Yeah, and where's he going? What's the RB number on him? He's definitely faded out a little bit. I actually think this guy profiles much better than Kyron Williams, and I think he could easily just be somebody you can target that could outright take this job without anything happening, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's the case. And, most times so far this week, I've been picking him up in the late fourth round. I put in some waiver claims for him if I'm trying to go and kind of expand my portfolio and not just hammer one running back. But yeah, he's somebody that I think is an extreme value, and he could be that diamond in the rough for you to serve for some production, or depending on your process, you can take him and flip him for something, a tier up for you.
Yeah. Another guy that I love right now is Woody Marks. Woody Marks coming in at RB17. Woody Marks is a versatile running back, natural instincts. He creates mismatches, good vision, timing. I love this guy. Obviously, he's a late bloomer. He's somebody that didn't really blossom until USC, but they traded up for this guy. They wanted this guy. They said, I'm going to go get him. He's also in a backfield that we're talking about with just Mixon. There's nobody else in that backfield. There's nobody else that's really going to, challenge him for that RB2 duties. I think that we're talking about somebody that actually came from the Rams. So speaking of the Rams, Nick Caley, so he expanded Kyron Williams in general. So he actually worked with that offense closely, and he's the one that really kind of blew Kyron Williams up. I think he has the opportunity, as Wooded Marks, to just come in there and be that change of pace guy, obviously. But I think, he is somebody that is extremely good at running the ball and receiving the ball. He also is one of the guys that you're going to see late in drafts that played against elite competition. Somebody that played against elite competition that has shown out and been a dog. I think that's somebody you need to target in all of your rookie drafts. Currently, like I said, being drafted as RB17, you can get Woody Marks in the mid-4th round of some drafts right now. Definitely an easy tap for me. Dan, who you got next?
I got Tahj Brooks of the Cincinnati Bengals next. That's a player that I absolutely love, his lateral agility. He knows when to get downhill, and he has the burst to do it. And he has great deceleration to pair with that burst. He has good patience, and he has a good cutback ability. And he has a knack for kind of getting that high step and getting away from those low tackles that you might see around the line of scrimmage. He's also competent when it comes to pass protection. And with the Bengals, I'm not quite sure. They gave Zach Moss that contract, but we don't know if there's health issues and what he's really going to do when we see him back on the field. So that just leaves Chase Brown as competition. And now he can easily go in and spell Chase Brown and show what he's got. And I don't think the Bengals offense will miss a step in the run game. And that just leads me to tell myself a story that the opportunity is there. When he only has Chase Brown, he isn't RB3 or 4 on that depth chart. You're one injury away from seeing this player in your lineup and being able to flip if needed, or it's just somebody that you're going to profit from. Again, somebody that I've been seeing in the anywhere in the 4th round or on waivers in certain leagues so far this week.
Yeah, Tahj Brooks to me is the best processor and the most patient running back. He's also probably the best blocker of this class as well. So I think that's probably going to get him on the field in general. I think I love that pick. I love that guy coming in. Like I said, they went and got this guy, and we can't value these running backs on DC alone, because I think we're seeing a shift in the NFL in general, where they're just like not valuing these running backs because they're just so plentiful in this class, where they can wait on these guys and they can get the guy that they wanted still in the 5th, 4th round or whatever it is. Speaking of that, we're talking about another guy that I love, Damien Martinez. Damien Martinez is actually being drafted around RB20. I think that this landing spot has really blown everybody up. He slid in the draft, obviously, and to allude to what I just said, I wouldn't fade these guys because of the slide. That's just a testament to this running back class being extremely talented and them understanding that they can wait and they can wait and they can wait. But Damien Martinez is the downfield runner, patient. He's got great vision. I love this guy. I think he's going to fit very good in a Kubiak offense. Kubiak's improved that O-line quite a bit. And then we're talking about somebody that's only 21 and sliding in behind Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. Kenneth Walker obviously has shown that he's got some injury concerns here and there. It hasn't really finished the full season. He's also in the last year of his contract. I can envision him possibly getting some work based off of injuries this year, but also sliding into that RB1, RB2 role immediately next year when Kenneth Walker just isn't going to get paid that contract. So I think that's somebody that you want to target, especially in the 3rd, 4th round. Damien Martinez, easy tap for me. Who you got to finish this off, Dan?
All right, to wrap it up, I have Jacorey, Croskett, Merritt. Now, he is a little bit of an older prospect, but he landed in a great spot with the Commanders. Again, there's Austin Eckler, there's Brian Robinson, but I think that Merritt has a combination of patience, vision, and burst that is going to translate into the NFL. He can change directions at high speeds, and he's really good at taking those angles and beating people in the 2nd and 3rd levels. While he isn't that experienced in the receiving game, the little bit of tape that I did watch, I think it is there. And I think overall he's going to end up complementing Brian Robinson really good when we start to see Austin Eckler age out. And in a Cliff Kingsbury offense, I think that we are going to see Jacorey Merritt utilized a little bit more. And he's, again, another guy that he's starting to creep up ADP in my last few drafts that I've seen. He's sneaking into the 3rd round, but primarily he again was another guy that was in the 4th round or a waiver pickup.
I love Croskett Merritt. I think that's a good tap. And there's ideas that, obviously Ben Johnson is going to work a 2 running back system there. I mean, if your only competition is going to be somebody that was essentially traded off the team based off of, his last experience with the Lions, and I don't know if Swift is going to fend this guy off. And Swift just isn't a workhorse back. He's not built for 20, 30 touches a game. We've seen that happen, and we've seen him just fully fade out and get injured. So they're going to have to work somebody in to complement him and also keep him, healthy, if that's the case, and that's who they're rolling with this year. Dane, I appreciate you, man. That's all of our late round rookie running backs that you should be going for. And then I think next video we'll probably be touching on the late round tight ends. So I think there's a lot of tight ends here that you probably should be tapping, a lot of guys that are extremely valuable in this class. But we appreciate you listening in, and we'll catch you guys next time.